Montana Television Network. This is the 5:30 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jay Kohn. Janelle is off here on the early news tonight. An early morning fire in East Billings damages 3 local businesses. That fire tore through the core automotive shop, causing an estimated $750,000 in damage this morning. Fire crews responding to that blaze around 1:30 a.m. today. It happened in the 1600 block of 2nd Avenue North. The fire started in the automotive shop, resulting in both fire and structural damage to that business and 2 other businesses, the Habitat for Humanity Restore and the Grindhouse Martial Arts Academy, both located in the same building. They too suffered heavy smoke damage. Jim Willihan, Executive Director of Habitat for Humanity, tells Q2 that their store will be closed indefinitely now due to the extensive smoke damage to both their work areas and their inventory.
It's very unfortunate. Our Restore is a fundraising arm to building homes for low-income families here in our community. But we will press forward, we'll go forward. We've already received a wonderful outpouring of support from the community, so that's very heartwarming, especially this time of year, when we're trying to build homes as fast as we can with winter coming. And so we're just really grateful for the support of the community.
Due to the structural damage, fire investigators have not yet been able to access much of that building, so the cause of the fire remains under investigation. Firefighters with a warning as the colder weather moves in. It's getting to be that time of year where there are always more cases of carbon monoxide poisoning. If you have anything in your house that runs on gas, this sound could be the only warning you get. Emergency officials say it's extremely important that you have a working carbon monoxide detector in your home because carbon monoxide is known as the silent killer. It is invisible, it has no odor, and can be deadly.
With carbon monoxide detectors, you want to have at least one on every level of the home, and you want to have them just outside the sleeping area. You want to have them professionally installed if you possibly can, but if you can't, get the plug-in kind and have a battery backup. And you also want to test it at least once a month.
And they say if your detector does go off, Martin says, get out of the house immediately and then call 911. A 22-year-old man from Colorado jailed in Wyoming tonight after admitting to killing his girlfriend. This happened after he turned himself into police Tuesday with a dead body in his car. Jonathan Eugene Aiken walked into the Powell Police Department and told officers there he had killed his girlfriend at their residence in Thornton, Colorado, then drove more than 500 miles across Wyoming with her body. Aiken tonight being held at the Park County Sheriff's Office jail in Cody, pending his extradition back to Colorado. The woman's identity is being withheld pending positive identification by authorities in Colorado. TransCanada, the firm behind the Keystone XL pipeline, will be allowed to proceed with limited activities on the project. That's the decision today from federal judge Brian Morris, who, if you recall, earlier this month had blocked further work on the controversial project until further environmental analysis was completed. Today's ruling means TransCanada can continue to work with potential contractors and landowners. The judge agreed with the 2 opposing parties, TransCanada and Northern Plains Resource Council, who okayed a list of pre-construction work that can proceed. The Keystone Pipeline will run from Alberta's oil sands through Montana and a half-dozen other U.S. states, eventually reaching the Gulf of Mexico. Some electric and natural gas customers of Northwestern Energy soon will get a rebate thanks to last year's federal tax cut bill and the Montana Public Service Commission. This week, the PSC approving a rebate totaling $19.5 million. Now, electric customers of Northwestern will each get a $24 credit on a future bill, while natural gas customers will get a credit of $3.50. Last year, the PSC told Northwestern and other utilities their benefit from the corporate tax cut should be passed on to its customers. Originally, though, Northwestern proposed rebates of just $8.5 million. They wanted to use another $6 million of its tax break to trim trees near power lines. But several consumer groups told the PSC the estimated tax break for Northwestern is worth more money and argued that all of it should go back to consumers. Northwestern eventually reached an agreement on the larger amount. The settlement also sets aside about $1 million to help low-income customers pay their energy bills. Happy to tell you tonight the Zimmerman Trail is open for good. Construction finally wrapped up now on the popular connector from the top of the rims to the valley. Now the improvements to the popular roadway include a roundabout at the top, wider lanes, new guardrails, and better lighting. Zimmerman was closed at the end of June when a large crack was discovered in the roadbed. That was just ahead of planned construction on the road. The Zimmerman Trail was opened over the Thanksgiving holiday but was closed again this Monday and Tuesday as crews were putting the finishing touches on the project. A state elections board quickly certified the results of this month's midterm election today. But if you recall, on election day, those vote totals were a long time coming, with some of the counts running into the next day in many counties. MTN's Mike Dennison tonight asked election officials why the delays occurred and what can be done to avoid them in the future.
On Wednesday morning after Montana's November 6th election, more than 100,000 votes had yet to be counted and reported statewide, close to 1/5 of the entire number of votes cast. Is this the new normal for Montana elections, with scores of races not called until well into the next day? Secretary of State Corey Stapleton, the state's top election official, says he hopes not.
I think that Montana ought to strive for having the results done, finished, at least mostly completed on Tuesday night.
In Montana, elections are run by the counties, which have their own vote counting machines, methods, and schedules. County election officials say many factors cause delays in tabulating votes. Tens of thousands of absentee ballots must be opened, unfolded, and counted in a compressed time period. And in some counties, scores of people show up on election day to register and vote, or get new ballots, which means more work for election office staff. In Gallatin County, for instance, people were still registering and voting until 11 p.m. on Election Day. The county election officials say one big help would be to allow earlier counting of absentee ballots, which now, under state law, can't start until Election Day.
If we could start counting those absentee ballots before Election Day, we would be able to handle jams in the machines, and we would be able to speed up the Election Day process and still not release those results like we're doing now, no early results. I think it would benefit everybody.
Election clerks are proposing a bill at the next legislature to allow earlier opening and counting of absentee ballots, which now make up more than 70% of votes cast. Stapleton, however, says he's concerned about the security of any early vote counts.
If Montanans knew on Monday before the election who was leading in a major election, I think that would compromise the entire election process.
Local election officials say other states do early counting and security isn't a problem. They also say that given Montana's multiple ways of voting and vote counting and broad geography, it may no longer be realistic to expect results a few hours after polls close.
Every Election Day when you come to work, you always hope you've got the general results done by 1 in the morning. Never happens, but it's always your hope.
Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
Thank you very much, Mike. Montana, of course, had an extremely high midterm election turnout this year of 71%, with more than 509,000 votes cast. Meanwhile, in Muscle Shell County, Under Sheriff Sean Lesnick won the election for sheriff on November 6th, but write-in candidate Ronnie Burns filed for a recount in district court on Monday. Lesnick won the original count 1141 to 1101, a difference of 1.78%. Election Administrator Cheryl Tomasi says the difference, though, needs to be down to 1/4% to qualify for a recount. So now she says it's up to a court to decide whether or not there'll be a recount in this race. Tomasi says the results have been canvassed and approved and that Lesnick is recognized as the sheriff-elect. Tomasi says machines came up with a closer result, but election judges examined the write-in names and hand-counted the votes for the official tally. Montana Senior Senator Jon Tester will have a national platform this weekend when he appears as a primary guest on the CBS Sunday talk show Face the Nation. Senator Tester will discuss his recent victory in the November election and also will talk about current legislation under consideration in the current session of Congress. He'll face off with Face the Nation moderator Margaret Brennan in Sunday's show. The one-hour Face the Nation program airs here on KTVQ beginning at 8:30 Sunday morning. We hope you can tune in. Coming up on tonight's 5:30 News, a new program at MSU is giving students with disabilities greater chances to succeed. We'll take you there to show you the results. And later in sports, the Grizz have a new yet familiar face on campus, and he's in the lineup. We'll show you how Skyview product Kendall Manuel is already making a difference.
And coming up on weather, our temperatures will be falling, but that won't be the only thing falling. We'll tell you all about it coming up in a few more minutes.
You're watching MTN News with Jay Kohn and Janelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire. And sports with Scott Green. This is the 530 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.